Hello and welcome everybody. What you're seeing on the screen is PAX Day, and this is our settlement in Langris, in Innisgallia, on the server, the SIF server. It's a lot. That's a mouthful. Um, so that's where we are. We like to call our city the city of Uruk, or at least my half of the settlement is. And what I'd like to show you today is the maze. I've been asked to do a walkthrough of it, so that's what we're going to do today. So as you can see about the middle of your screen right now, there's the city of Uruk, and there's a hole in the middle of the road, and that's where we're going to go and check out now. So we're just going to zoom right in. As we zoom here, you'll see our market on the left, and you'll see Moonbun's home and cooking extravaganza on the right, and then we'll just get into character here. So now we're going to go down here. We're going to try to get rid of that chat, because we don't need the chat log, do we? No, we don't. And one more thing over here. Lots of notifications. Let's get rid of all them. Alright. So, this is the main entrance. I say main entrance because there are other entrances around the settlement. And those are for fun. And possibly to trap nosy people. But, you know, it's fun. So if you're ever here, have a look around. There are other entrances. However, this is the official entrance. Whenever we run like race events, I close off all the other entrances just to make sure that we don't have anybody going in there and messing about with our contestants. Before I jump down there, I will also say we do run events, and the last event we had I'd say well over 8 people in the maze at the same time running it, competing for all the loot drops and for a grand prize to be first out. I should show you actually before I go in. This is the entrance. Up here in our bar area is the exit. So this is what we're looking for to get out. Now I am going to go through this quite thoroughly. Probably. So here's where you drop down to, and you'll immediately notice that you cannot get back out. No matter how hard you try, it is just a bit too high, so you are here now. There is an unstuck feature, so if you really wanted to, you could go into your settings and you could go to unstuck here. And that would take you actually just out to the redstone right here, which is very convenient. So here you're presented with a couple of loot chests, which right now are empty because I haven't filled it back up in a bit, but usually those have a bit of loot on them. And for events, we make sure that all of these chests have a fair amount of good loot in them. So here you're presented with a choice. Do you want to go down? Right, you're presented with the room or the stage label. This is stage 1, the back rooms, or the little house icon. And if you look closely, you can actually see stage 2 over there. We like to call that the ruins and the forest. And then over here, if you look closely, you can see stage 4 as well. So keep that in mind. We've already seen stage 2 and 4. So we haven't seen 3 or 5. Some of the more observant of you may have noticed this little cutout out the back, and indeed there are ways to go here. This is what I call the back rooms, or the start of the back rooms. So if you don't want to jump down that little hole back here, there's a whole other section for you to explore, and in fact there are a couple of different ways of getting down into the basement from here. I even get a bit confused in here, so it's not surprising that others do. There is a big loot pile back here that you can find, and there are many ways to go in here. I'm not going to go down those. I'm going to go down the main one. So the main one here will drop you down, and now you're into the backstage, or the back rooms proper. Still stage 1. Now we're in the back rooms proper. I'm just going to take you around here a bit. So when you get through here, you'll find that there's a nice little garden. You know, it's a beautiful little home, honestly. You know, and if you get stuck, you could just live here. It's a beautiful little garden. We get some nice sun, sort of, a little bit. Oh, and what do we have here? Oh, that's stage 3, isn't it? An ominous stage 3. Stage 3 is the tombs. If you go back this way, this is one of the ways that you can come from the back rooms at the top. If you don't drop down the first hole, there are other options, and this is one of the ways. And from here, you can actually see stage 5. So now we've seen from stage 1, you can see all of the other stages. You can't get to them, but you can see them. We're just going to sort of, I know my way obviously, so I'm going to sort of path through, you know, in the way that makes the most sense, hopefully. And here I have removed some of the constraints. Usually there's a post here that will not allow you through here because this leads to the rest of our settlement. I built these sewers primarily for ease of transport between the buildings in our settlement, but I also like to use it as part of the maze. So you'll see here, like here you can get out here. You cannot do that when we're running the events. That will be closed off, and it will keep you inside of the play area, so to speak. But if we come over here, we're greeted with another dead end or two. So where do we go, would you think? Where would you go? Well, here's a secret, and this is a spoiler alert. If you don't want to see the way to get out of this area, turn off now. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, so you come around here, and there is a loot pile back here. I wonder if anybody's gotten into that. Yes, they did. Good job, people. There's a loot pile here too. I should be checking these and/or have stuff with me, filling them, because that's a job I have to do. So I could have killed 2 birds with 1 stone, but I did not. And what's this? Why, it's progress. Here we are at stage 2, the ruins and the forest. That's back at stage 1 right there. That's where we dropped down initially. Go through here a bit more. We'll drop down this little hole. I didn't even take some time to look up there. Apologize for that. I know this place so well now that I just know where to go. There are a couple of other hidden chests back in here. Oh, there's one. Yep, nope, they got into that one. That's good, that's good. This stuff is here for people to take, so I want people to find this stuff. I want to see empty baskets and empty things. Oh, I can't get through there, can I? Interesting. I thought I'd made it so you could. There we go, yep, just like that. And through here. A lot of times it's better to walk through this area than it is to run. Well, through any of the areas. There is also this space over here, which takes you to the other room. There are 2 rooms of the ruins. Both of them have the same puzzle, solution, mechanic, whatever. Good stuff. Now we're into the forest proper. Forest proper is actually one of the simplest places. I had the hardest time making it look like you have any option, because literally it's so tiny. All I'm doing is a line in, a hairpin turn, and a line out, and there's no way to do anything else. I also assume if you're watching this that you don't mind spoilers. You're gonna get to see the, you know, behind the curtain, so to speak. So yeah, there's nothing back here. This is just meant to be a dead end, meant to be a space where people come and turn back around. And then I've put this chest here to try to hide the hole a bit, because it's the only real trick that I could think of back here. This part's really simple, but it actually, I've seen some people get stuck here, which is encouraging, is what it is. Yeah, so now we're down here, and we're into stage 3, the tombs. Let's see, yeah, these shouldn't have anything in them, I imagine. Perfect. And again, you can see back to stage 1, but you can't get back there. The tombs, again, is kind of one of these ones where it's kind of simple, so I had to get creative in the challenge that I'm providing people. The whole intent of this is to have low lighting. You'll see I've tried to hide a lot of the light sources as much as possible, so you're not looking at open flame, and then really judiciously use the lighting in here. That was the intent. And especially through here, I needed to direct your attention away from the right way, because the right way is so easy to see if there's nothing else. This also happens to be my favorite area in the whole place, and it's my wife and my guildmates' least favorite area because, well, they're tombstones, and it's kind of morbid. But honestly, I mean, you could lay me to rest in a place like this, and I'd be quite happy. Lay me beside my favorite people. Anyways, moving on. there's a bit of a story here. The signs do tell a story. If you're looking for that. This is actually a back way. This is a service entrance. I can break this and get right back to the end, which is just useful. And up we go. We're now into stage 4. Nice little resting area in case you've decided that this is just not for you and you're just going to stay here for a while. Over here we have my favorite trick of the whole place. These are massive piles of loot. None of it. You can't get to any of it. It's just out of reach. It's all just out of reach. And in fact, it's difficult to get into. So you kind of feel trapped when you get back in here. Trapped by your own greed. Ha 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 ha. The only way to go here is down. I use these drop downs a lot just to funnel people so that you can't run it backwards, because that would kind of defeat the purpose of having the loot chests, right? People could just get in, go back to the... I ramp up the loot so the loot gets better towards the end. So yeah, that's the intent at any rate. And yeah, so now you're presented with a mess. This is just chaos. I call this the darkness because there's certain times in the day where you just can't see anything in here. When you come up these stairs, the first place you're greeted with is this opportunity to jump down. And there's a sign there with the Pax Day symbol and an arrow. And if you've been paying attention throughout the rest of the maze, the Pax Day symbol and the arrow has always been the correct way to go. So, this is for people who've worked that out. This is not the correct way to go. This takes you from stage 4 all the way back to stage 1. I should have said stage 4 is the darkness, and stage 5 is the loop. Sometimes I'll refer to stage 4 as the darkness and the loop, but technically just stage 4 is the darkness, stage 5 is the loop. This here, I had somebody the first time I ran the event send me a screenshot of them right here doing this. And their question was, is this actually a way, or is this just made to make us go insane? My simple response was insane, because this is it. This is a trick. This is a red herring. All of this room is a red herring. And this is one of those secret entrances that drops you right down to this stage here. But yeah, all of this, everything in here is a red herring. There are 2 ways to get out of this room. The way that I kind of intend for people to do it is this little jumpy puzzle that's very difficult and very frustrating. And I even have a problem doing it. Yep, I have problems doing it all the time. But there are two ways, so let's there it is. There it is. We got it. And then another jump back here to get into there. However, there is another easier way. And I think what I might do is close it off, honestly. Oh. So, I have to leave that in case you fall. However, if you just go back down here, and you go up here, it's a bit of a jumpy. It's a bit of a jumpy puzzle. You can make it, though. Oh, come on, lady. You can do it. I know you can do it. Come on, don't make a liar out of me. There you go. So, you can get up here, but you can also get down here and through here, which takes you to this little room, which takes you to the next stage. And this part again, I was really struggling to find a way to make it look. I wanted to make it so that you come into here and you think there's no way I can go. I've got to go back. I've gone the wrong way. But you can't. So I hope I've done that, because the right way to go is this way, and the wrong way to go is this way. And there's just nowhere to go other than this way. Another piece of loot that you can't reach. Confusing hallway. And then we're up into stage 5. Now this should be... Oh, there's still some stuff in here. Oh, there's even some loot. There's some gold. That's nice. Yeah, so this is supposed to be the grand prize loot drop. And no, it's not at the end of the maze, or the exit of the maze, because it's not meant to reward the first person through. It's meant to reward the first person to this point. The first person to have essentially solved the maze. The first person to the last stage, congratulations, you get the biggest loot pile. However, we also have a prize for the first person to get out of the maze. We do about 1,000 gold for that. It's usually not nearly as much as the value of what's in this prize pool, but it's a large lump sum. And the idea there is, what happens if 2 people get here simultaneously? Well, now you've got a choice. Do I stop and loot and try to get more of the loot than this other person? Or what if there's 2 or 3 people directly behind me? I know they're right hot on my tail. Do I stop and get this, or do I run and be first and get the prestige and the accolades and the grand prize? So that's what I'm trying to do there, is try to give people a decision to make right at the end, and maybe even give people who've been straggling a chance to catch up. Another drop down here, and this is the loop. This is the final challenge, and I have been surprised by how many people have been stymied by this place, because it does. It feels like a loop, and I'm very, very happy about that. I was unsure what I was going to do here, but I like it. And here what we have is the thing that catches most people. This is a jumpy puzzle without a jump. You do not want to try to jump off. What you want to do is run, and after you've jumped, after your character's off, tap the jump button again. So, just run off, and you grab it. Let yourself fall and grab the ledge. 99% of players that I've seen come up here, and they think this is a jump that they can make, possibly, and they go to jump, and they just can't make it. And you go to jump, and you just don't make it. But if you run, let go, oh, I missed it that time, because I just tried to jump. Run, let go, and grab, it's harder. It's hard. See? Even I don't get it. Like, you gotta get it right on. And I like that. I like that very much. Makes me very happy. There we go. Got her. Got it first time, of course. But yeah, so this is probably the most difficult jump in the whole thing, and I like to try to reward that. It's also the thing that stops people from going backwards, really, because the loop is rather. So if somebody comes in backwards, like once you're up there, you're out. If somebody comes in backwards, they get to the loop and they can't go anywhere else. They physically cannot get back to the rest of the maze, and they can't get back to the loop, the main grand prize loot pile. So that's yeah, that's why you'll see no big loot piles here. There's a few little ones, but there's no big ones here. Because functionally, anybody can come and get into this without having to go through the rest of the maze. And that's not fair that they get the grand prize with that. So yeah, now we're out here. We got a little, oh, and here, my intention here was to show people, oh yeah, like this is the exit. Give them a chance to see it. Um, and then you gotta come through here, through a little sneaky puzzle. You're greeted with some loot. Again, just another red herring to try to get you to go, oh, well, there's, I went that way. Okay, where do I go now? But the right way is, of course, the way that looks the most wrong, as per usual, and that brings you through here. And this S here is really just to cover the light so that there isn't light beaming through that door. I had to do that a lot in here. And that's it. We're out. We're out of the maze. There was a few things I didn't show you. Mostly in the backstages, there was a bunch of it. Like the backstages is the biggest space, so I didn't show you a lot of that. But thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And come visit us in PAX. Have some fun. Get some fat loots. And have a wonderful PAX day.